Another thing that everybody keeps, I see this comment everywhere whenever I'm producing here in the background. We put content out. And tell me how this makes you feel. Tony Jenkins says, bring back the blonde hair. In which part of anybody's life do you just go up to someone and be like, shave your beard, bring back the blonde hair? Is it something you would consider, Ken?
I mean, if somebody's going to pay me to do it,
what's the price?
I got you. I don't know. It's negotiable, like, yeah, it's such a pain in the ass. It really is. And I feel like I like the beard. My wife likes the beard. My kids like the beard. Like my mom last weekend said, you should shave your beard. And
bring back the blonde hair.
And my 11-year-old daughter said, nope.
My daughters have never seen me without a beard, so I'm at the point now where I'm like, oh, I can't. It's like telling them Santa's not real. You know what I mean? So I'm at that point where I really couldn't. Off the back of that, right?
Did you ever see the video of the guy who like shaves his beard? I'm sure there's many of these, and
looks like a baby.
But he goes out to show his daughter, and the daughter starts crying.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally taken away the identity. See, on the back of that, I would just like to point something out, right? And then I'll ask you a question as to why you first dyed your hair blonde. But
good question.
Joe Henry, I watched because he's from our area. Literally, the company I was in, he was the champ. Black hair for many years. Starts dyeing it blonde, heads off to WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes leaves WWE. He's on the indies with black hair. Dyes it blonde, creates AEW, heads off to WrestleMania, right? And I'm sure there's more wrestling superstars that when they dye their hair blonde, something magical happens and they head to the top of WWE. What inspired you to first dye your hair blonde?
I remember I just always liked that look when I was a kid. Like, the Billy Idol look, like I loved that. As a kid, I just had that spiky blonde hair or whatever. If you look at when I first started in WWE, I sort of did the spikes.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because, so I did that on the indies. When I first started my very first match, I had dyed my hair blonde. And then about 3 years in, I decided to go au natural and went back to my, my natural hair color. I had a goatee at the time. And then I get to OVW and Steve Kern came down. They would every once in a while, like every few weeks, they would send a producer down who would watch matches and watch practice and just sort of give you their take on everything. And I remember Steve said, look at you, like you're built well, you have a great look, but you just kind of look like a guy. And he goes, I think that a wrestler, if you want to make it in this business, if you want to be successful, really successful, you need to, when you walk into a restaurant or a hotel or a gym, people look at you and go, I don't know what that guy does, but he's somebody. And I went home that night because he was there for 2 days. I went home that night and I bleached my hair blonde again and I bleached my goatee. And I came back the next day and he was like, that's what I'm talking about. And it was funny because he was happy about it. Cornette was pissed. What the fuck? You wouldn't fucking dyed your hair blonde? And then well, fuck it. Then you're with the Blonde Bombers. And he he put me in a tag team with Tank, Toland. They ended up being the Dicks in WWE on SmackDown. You know who I'm talking about?
Vaguely.
Chad Wicks, Tank Toland, and Melissa Coates. We were called the Blonde Bombers. And the funny thing was, he gave me a microphone that night, and that was the first time that I ever got an opportunity. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking go. I want to find it somewhere. It probably exists because like I was just like a swing for the fences.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time that I was able to show character. I remember coming back through the curtain and he was like, "Where the fuck is that guy been?"
Wow.
So that sort of started turning. And we've talked about this before where I said, you know, Jim wasn't holding me back. He just didn't see anything in me. It was that point where he started actually like, maybe I could. And then like the next week, he gave me another promo, I think. And then he got fired the next week. So,
Oh, that sucks. Well, there you go. There you go.
So in saying that, had he not been fired, we might still be having this conversation because it was starting to take off a little bit.
It's all in the hair. I'm telling you. You just confirmed it. You tied your hair blonde. Cornette's like, where the fuck that guy been? Telling you, that's the first time you. And by the way, when you were chatting to Undertaker a couple episodes back, the match you were talking about, someone actually reached out and showed you their fan cam footage of that match. So if anyone does have this match that Ken just spoke about, please do send it to us because I know Ken would love to see it.
I think it's on. I think it was OVW television. It was actually on a televised show.
So it probably still exists. I'm telling you, right? Mark my words. Dye your hair blonde again. WWE are like, right, you need to come in and we're going to put you with LA Knight, and then we're going to put you with Randy. And I'm like, I told you, just like that. You came back at one point as well, and I think you came straight out and you went for Randy, and you had kind of shaved your facial hair to like a.
Yeah.
Was that like, this is how they'll know I'm face? Was that a Vince McMahon thing, or did you just think I'm going for something different?
No, I didn't. Vince was mad about it. Like, so when I first got pulled up from OVW, I remember I believe if you watch my very first match with Funaki on Velocity, my debut, I have the bleach blonde little chitch, the little goatee. And then when I debuted on SmackDown 2 or 3 weeks later, he was like, "You got to shave it. I don't like it." And then when I kept like asking, "Can I just grow it back? Can I grow it back?" No. And so then when I came back for that match, that was my last match. Yeah. I did it, and he didn't say anything about it. So I just, I'm pretty sure I had it there.
Yeah. Just decided.
Like, fuck it, I'll ask for. It's better to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission sometimes.
That's always the way to do it.